All right, family members, warm welcome to the Draft Recap Show. Hope you had some fun tonight and looking forward to the first of hopefully many of the years doing this league together. Now, fantasypros.com, our friends there have also paid for a subscription, have gone ahead and ranked every draft looking at strengths and weaknesses and where they might fit to start off the season. So I thought we'd go ahead and look at them together, and we'll put them up on the screen, and then we'll see our team side by side and see where they're starting the 2016 season. So first, we're going to go look at the Big Blue Crew. That's Dan Coyne's team. Their team over here looking very strong defense, good tight ends, but then not too much strength down, and especially a glaring weakness at wide receiver. And being PPR league, that could be an issue. Looking here on the, a little bit of disclaimer. On the left are rankings with regards to position overall. Within the league is in the middle here, so again, you can see their defense is top-notch, and they do have a strong tight end position, but other than that, there are some holes, so they're going to be getting a B- to start off this year. Not a bad score. Nobody drafted terribly, which is a big plus. Next up is Team Jim Coyne, also a newbie to the draft process. Overall, looking at a very strong kicker, best kicker, good job, 5th round, and also a good quarterback crew. But again, some flex options and defenses could prove problematic for them moving forward. Again, you can see there's Steven Gostkowski, the pride of the draft over there at number 1. Also, Aaron Rodgers is a good anchor quarterback, and that nets him a B. Next team up, we have HHI Coyne. That's Paul Coyne. Congratulations, Paul, with the best QB in the league, looking at Cam Newton over there. Also, very strong defense out in Seattle, but then some gaps. But don't forget also, he does have Antonio Brown, the number 1 wideout, which should prove to be a great asset for him. That nets him a B. Next up, we have the Owego Champs. This one goes out to Andy Coyne. Good job for him. Very strong running back crew. A couple of decent flex options, but then some big question marks. So let's see how they do. Again, a very strong running back tandem there with Gurley and Ingram from New Orleans. That nets him a B+. Let's see if they can catch them out of the backfield and get some of those PPR points. Next, Jordan. She's changed her name to Can of Whoop-Ass. Not necessarily politically correct. Let's see how she drafted. In the position overall, very strong tight end with Rob Gronkowski. Decent kicking game and some also flex options. So some interesting late round picks that could prove useful for her. And that nets her a B+ in her first draft. Next is the not ideal Gaslaw. That's me. That's the commish here. And over here, strong tight end and running back combo, but wideouts could prove to be an issue. Decent defense there with the Texans, and also some interesting flex options along the way. That nets the commish a B+. Next is Pigskin Potluck. That's Mike.
Commissioner, here's a little beverage for you just before you rate my team.
Oh, what do you know?
It's no influence at all, but enjoy.
None. Of course, Pigskin Potluck, a very strong wide receiver core, but the tight end could prove some gaps. That could be an issue. But overall, with those wideouts, he gets an A-. Of course, certainly no undue influence and all. Next, we have Team Caitlin Kaiser. Going over in the Kaisers, they did very well today, finishing in the top 3 in draft rankings. Again, flex options and quarterback very strong here, but tight end and running back could be a liability. However, overall, they got an A. Good job, Caitlin and team. Next up is Ryan Kaiser, doing very well out on up in New York. There's some very strong flex and wideout and running back options, so that's really where the points are being made in PPR. Quarterback and tight end could be a liability, though. Looking at their team overall with comparison to the league, that nets them an A. And if we're going to pick a winner for tonight's draft, it's going to be Team Brett Kaiser with a very balanced pick overall. Again, top flex options that we have that are available, including Mike Evans, and the wideouts are going to be a challenge as well. So great job. And Greg Olsen in the tight end was a strong pickup late. Some great value there, and that nets him overall A+. So again, these are just some of the draft rankings here. It's by fantasypros.com, but there is a reason why they play the game, so good luck to all. So some fun, friendly reminders before we move on to this week. We do have a game on Thursday night, 3 days from now. That is going to be the Panthers versus the Broncos. Do make sure that you have your lineup set. If you have any players from them, make sure they are locked in. Monday, we have a doubleheader this week. We have Pittsburgh versus Washington, and then we have LA versus San Francisco. And if you have not already, make sure that you pay your dues. The axiom applies that the commish, until the commish gets paid, no one else gets paid. So make sure you get your money into me. You can do Venmo, PayPal, check by mail, carrier pigeon, whatever works for you. So that's it for us from tonight. I hope you had some fun. Hope you had a good draft, and I'm looking forward to a great season from myself to all of you.